Board game, Heat. Pedal to the metal, player count 1 to 6. Duration 45 to 60 minutes. Ages 8 and up. Why we love it. Heat Pedal to the Metal provides a perfect mix of accessibility, interesting design, exciting gameplay, and replayability. It builds on the concept of games like Undaunted, using deck building to power actions that players can take on a shared board. But instead of pitting 2 players against each other on a battlefield, it puts up to 6 of them on a racetrack. The basic gameplay is easy to grasp. You play number cards to move your car the corresponding number of spaces. But how those cards are played and the risks players take when playing them lend just enough chaos to the flow of the race that each decision feels meaningful. And having to make these many overlapping, risky decisions to eke out a few milliseconds of performance from your car on track makes Heat Pedal to the Metal one of the most thrillingly thematic board games I've played. The game also comes with multiple tracks, separate upgrade and weather systems that can be applied to each track, and a robust solo mode. Together, these features provide a great deal of replayability and variety. How it's played. Players start with their own race car, a deck of 18 cards, 15 movement cards and 3 stress cards, a player mat that includes their gear shifter, and a limited supply of heat cards that sit on the mat and represent how far they can push their car beyond its limits. In each round, players start with a hand of 7 cards randomly drawn from their deck. At the same time, they shift into gear, where the number of the gear they choose dictates how many movement cards they must play that round. Finally, they pick which cards to play, and in the order of where their cars are on track, move their car along according to the cards they chose. Several factors complicate the racing. For one, each corner has a speed limit, and exceeding it by playing movement cards with too high of a total value requires you to pay a penalty, moving some of your heat cards into your deck. When you subsequently draw heat cards into your hand, it limits the number of movement cards available to you and makes overshooting speed limits riskier in the future. If you blow a corner and don't have any heat available, you spin out, losing track position and momentum. You can put heat from your hand back onto the board, clearing your hand for more movement cards, but only by taking actions like shifting down, which limits how far you can move in your next hand. Stress cards, which are movement cards that don't have a listed value, instead forcing the player to blindly flip over the next card in their deck, throw yet more wrenches into the dash for the line. Playing these cards is dangerous, but they can provide a much-needed boost on a straight, or potentially a last-minute braking maneuver to just barely make a corner. Hope you will enjoy the game. Please like and subscribe.